Just kidding.
Welcome back to the channel, everyone. What an incredible episode. Best Laid Plans, episode 7 from season 4. Like, what a freaking banger, man. Just the heads up, spoiler warning ahead. We're going to be getting into major spoilers this episode. There are so many different directions this season can be heading now. But man, what a shocking ending. Like, I truly believe that Kenny was a goner. That was the first time in a long time watching any show that I have had to get up from my seats and my heart was pounding out of my chest. I I was going back and forth like, are they really gonna kill him off? And it makes you think, like, are we to the point in the show where they kind of get scared of killing off main characters? I hope we don't run into another boys situation where most of the main characters end up living towards the end. I don't want them to kill off everyone, but it'd just be nice if we could get a little bit of action going into the last 3 episodes of the season. But to get into the episode, like, Sophia, you see her again utilizing her spells and incantations, and it brings back a deceased character. So what does that mean? What does that mean going forward for characters that have already died in the show? Can they be brought back to life? Or, is this only a power that the man in yellow possesses? We'll find out soon enough. Or we'll get a cliffhanger going into season 5, but I think we'll find out regardless. And I do believe that the ending of the show was revealed to us. How? We will find out as I break this episode down. Let's get into it. All right, so we immediately start the episode with Jade and Randall. They're in the Culling House basement, and they're nailing the door shut. They have tried breaking it down and have decided that it is best to leave this alone. It has been boarded up for a reason, and they end up putting up a talisman there just for protective purposes. We then flash to Boyd. He is getting everyone ready for a big town meeting in Colony House, and he tells Henry that he needs to talk. He's not going for it. Tells Victor, you don't have to listen to this shit. And pretty much he's just not going for it. And Boyd has the meeting with everyone, and he's going over everything, and they bring up a great question, like, if other people have been reincarnated, what about the rest of the town? Now, me personally, I don't think that. I think the whole premise of this town and sacrificing the children started with versions of Tabitha and Jade, and the other people are just collateral damage for the man in yellow's game. I mean, he says his favorite part is watching the town tear itself apart, and there's no town without people. So, but Boyd's going over everything in detail, and you see Sophia just sitting there, like, studiously, just paying attention, and it's actually eerie as hell. Like, she is listening to every single part of that plan, and it'll play out later in the episode. You will see that. But Henry breaks in and says that this is all BS. Everything is a lie that he's telling. My wife is not alive. And who can blame him? He's going through some things right now, man. It's going to take him time to process it. And with everything going on with Man in Yellow's blood in his system now, like, I don't know if he's ever going to really recover from this. But you have Jade saying, let me go talk to him, and he tries to calm things down, and he's still not really going for it. But Just flash forward a little bit. You have Tabitha, as she's there. She's smelling Jim's clothes, has a nice moment with Ethan, says, let's go get Jolie. We need to talk. And so she tells them everything. Fills Jolie in about the cabin and the doll monsters and everything, and then finally breaks the news about the reincarnation, about Miranda. And she's just not going for it. You can tell she is clearly withdrawn. She just is kind of given up on any hope of finding answers in this town after a bookmark theory really didn't play out the way she wanted. So throughout the episode, you see Jolie having a hard time processing the newfound news of her mother, Tabitha, basically being Miranda, and reincarnation and everything that's involved with that. And Tabitha catches her smoking on the side of the house. They have a little back and forth. And you see Jolie just walk off by herself. Then we do have a scene with Acosta and Boyd. Acosta's going through one of these like little binocular things, these toys that you flash and it has different images. I forget exactly what it's called. And she's trying to really talk about and vent, like, what is her role in this town? Like, she really thinks that she is just getting busy work so she doesn't harm herself. And Boyd reinforces the fact that, no, this is not the case at all. We need as much intel on the man in yellow as possible, because I am not sending people down in those tunnels on a death mission unless I know for sure we've got crucial information that'll help us. And she finally gets on board a little bit. But we then have in the next scene, Boyd is flashing through that device, and then he sees an image of Abby and himself, their wedding picture. And he, like, kind of comes to, like, tries to look at it again. And I believe it comes up for a second time. And, like, what if this isn't just him having a hallucination? What if somehow Abby is trying to communicate with him? Because we saw it in previous episodes with the ring just appearing. Like, what if this is her trying to communicate to him? Trying to say that she is still there somehow. There's been so many scenes. Her trapped in the spider web. Her in those tombs in season 2 talking to Boyd. So it's just something to ponder going on. Like, we are approaching Endgame. So outlandish theories like that, I mean, is it really out of the question that we could get some sort of revival of an Abby, Jim? And then I'll later mention we have Sophia talking to Boyd, and she is getting every little bit of juicy intel that she can. How Boyd plans on going down in those tunnels, the children's bones, how killing the monster is dangerous, but don't fret, I've got a new weapon that's going to take them out. She has heard all of that. And we have Sophia then going off to the farm, and you see her sniffing multiple chicken eggs until she finally finds the one that she likes. I believe it's because that egg has life in it, and she then takes the egg, smashes it on Roger's body, and it'll come into play later in the episode. But we have that because she is taking a life for a life to do whatever spell she does later in the episode. And if the man in yellow or Sophia can bring Roger back to life, I mean, it begs the question, are other characters in play, like Abby or Jim, characters that we've lost? It just makes you think, probably not. That's probably a little too crazy. I mean, we do have Mario talking about how once you die here, you never truly leave. So it's just multiple little breadcrumbs like that make you wonder about it. And Donna really isn't in this episode either. A couple scenes with her and Boyd, and then later her and Fatima. But Boyd pretty much catches her up on everything going on with his plan, and she says he's freaking crazy for going through with that. He's like, yeah, you're probably right. And we then flash forward with like Boyd talking to Ellis. They're going over the plan. They're on the street. Boyd says that he's going to have a person at every doorstep, every house, so he can have an escape plan from when he tries to kill one of these monsters, in case he can't make it back to the post office. And you know what? That'll come into play later in the episode, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Henry has multiple hallucinations. Like the first one, he hears beeping, and then he sees like one of those heart rate monitors, and then he sees an IV in his arm. He's like, what the hell is going on? Later in the episode, he's going back and forth with Jade. Jade's trying to just warm up to him a little bit, get him just on his side about the whole reincarnation thing. And then Henry's like, do you hear that? Here's the beeping again. And this time he is in a hospital bed. He is hooked up to machines. An adult version of Victor is there. And it's almost like this is an alternate reality or dimension or something, where like this is life, what it would have been like if they never entered Fromville. Anyone, Miranda, Henry, anyone. So there's many directions this show could choose to go by the end of it. I've heard theories on it being another dimension, parallel universe, so we will see. But we are at, the plan is unfolding. Just before you have Boyd and Ellis and Kenny in the post office, and they pull Boyd to the side and say, you're not doing this, man. Like, you're in no physical shape for it. Kenny's going to be going through it. And he's going back and forth. He finally agrees with them. And you could see just how scared he is. Kenny's like a second son to him. You can literally feel the tension just building up in the episode. You can feel it. And then Kenny finally opens the door. He stabs the monster. They all let out these terrible shrieks that they always do when they're pissed off. And then he takes it out and he just straight up mocks them. Like Kenny just straight up got punked. They've got a monster posted on every doorstep, and they're just smiling at him. Like, you can feel how crazy tense this is. And we then see Kenny make a bolt immediately to the RV, where he knows there's a talisman in there, but he can't get the door shut. So he gets up on the roof, and Smiley meets him up there. It's looking bad for Kenny, y'all. And then we have it going back and forth between that scene with Smiley and Kenny and then Fatima. Like, you can they're clearly trying to show that connection that was previously mentioned. She feels every bit. She can see through Smiley's eyes. And you cut to Sophia. She's whispering her incantations, and Roger comes alive, busts through Colony House door, and because he pulls all the stitching out of his mouth, and he busts through the front door, and his like girlfriend or whatever at the time, the redhead, what the hell is going on? And before they can figure out what's truly happening, Elgin stabs him through the back with one of those spears, and that's the end of the Roger threat. But we go back to Kenny, and it looks like Smiley's got him just cornered, like he's done, and she makes a connection to make him stop. During that connection, Kenny pushes him to the side, goes back down into the RV, and pretty much he's safe from everything. That is the end of the episode. Now, I thought this could have possibly been the best episode of From to date. Like, it was amazing all the way through. I have it literally a 10 out of 10. No complaints from me. Oh, what did you think? What did you think of this episode? Was it as good as I just said? Like, they're clearly going a magical route with Sophia and her spells and just bringing deceased characters back to life. And once again, like, did they spoil the ending to the show? Do you think so? Or is it going to be more of a happy ending? I don't think that's really the direction the show has been going. But we will see. I mean, we're really close to the end game, so please let me know your opinions, though. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.